right. Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am so glad to be here with you today. Oh, my goodness. Let's see. So let me see. Today is August 11th, and it is a gorgeous Friday in the Pacific Northwest once more. I hope that you have had a fabulous week and that you are looking forward to a beautiful weekend. I know it is going to be super hot out here where I'm living right now, and I hope that you are able to enjoy it and find ways to stay cool. Don't let the heat get to you. So my name is Miri. I am a gluten-free coach and consultant, and I am so happy to welcome you over here to the League of Gluten Free Adventurers, my little Facebook group that I love getting to interact with all of you. It is one of my joys. So, let's see, I have been gluten-free for about a decade. I have made all of the mistakes. Like in the beginning, I was constantly glutening myself and making myself sick and saying, well, it doesn't matter. And finally, one day I was like, no, this matters. And I taught myself everything that I needed to know. And I'm one of those people, like when I learn something, I go all in. So I just absorbed everything that I could about gluten and where it is and what it is and how it affects me. Now, I can't say how it affects you because there are lots of different reasons that everyone goes gluten free. And so I'm not going to say that I know anything about your specific journey, but I am very clear about what happens with my body. And because I've spoken to so many people over the years who have gone gluten-free for all kinds of different reasons, I understand, I think, a little bit more than the average bear about what kind of issues gluten can cause for people. So I remember what it was like when I was first learning out and I tried all the recipes and nothing ever came out. It was just failure after failure. And I felt like I'd never have good bread again, let alone anything else that was delicious. And I felt constantly like a second class citizen. Like I would walk into a restaurant ready to pay them and they would say, well, we can't feed you. And I would leave empty-handed, empty stomach, and furious, like why can't you accommodate me, and so I have and I've also dealt with the people who, oh man, family members, coworkers, one little bite won't hurt. Well, yeah, Karen, it actually will. Thank you so much. But what I learned in my adventure is that it doesn't have to be that way. I have found ways to eat all the same foods that I used to. I eat out frequently without getting glutened, and I know that the same can be true for you too. And so that's why I'm here. I am here to help you figure out the easy way to go on your gluten-free adventure, right? To figure out this journey and to avoid the pitfalls and avoid the monsters and just get on with a beautiful life and feeling normal again, feeling like you can eat whatever you want. I mean, it's not whatever you want, but it kind of is. It's whatever you want. You just have to take a different route. You can't take the main road that everybody else is on. You got to do your little back roads things, but it's still possible. It's still possible. Okay. So today I wanted to talk with you about teriyaki dreams from teriyaki dreams to gluten-free realities. And we're going to embrace umami with or without soy sauce. So first of all, like, I know that if you're new, you're asking, why are you doing an entire segment on soy sauce? And it's because it's everywhere. We think that it's just in like Chinese food, but no, it is everywhere. People use it in marinades for their chicken and their steak. Like if they're putting it on the grill, soy sauce is frequently an ingredient in there. And it goes into soups frequently. It goes into sauces. So it's something that you need to be aware of because with mainstream soy sauce, the first or second ingredient is usually wheat. And I say usually because there are some companies that do naturally gluten-free soy sauce. La Choy in the US is one of them. But most other brands, the first ingredient is wheat. Like La Choy and Kikkoman are the two that I see predominantly throughout the US. And Kikkoman definitely has wheat in their soy sauce. So what do? Well, you could buy La Choy. But um, it because you don't know which brand of soy sauce people are using in their marinades, in their soups, in their sauces, in their glazes, anything like that, because you don't know unless it's like, somebody that's cooking for you as opposed to like a chef or a company. You're going to want to avoid anything that has the soy sauce in it, which means pretty much if it's like an Asian sauce and it's brown, it's got soy sauce in it, which means teriyaki, chicken teriyaki, which I know is such a favorite for so many people. General Tso's chicken, yes, even orange chicken, which isn't even brown, it's got soy sauce in it. Yeah. So you need to be wary. And it's not just Asian sauces, that's just like what comes up most frequently, like what comes to mind. But like there are plenty of sauces, salad dressings, all kinds of things that have soy sauce as an ingredient. And anything that has soy sauce, you're going to want to avoid. And this is like part of that whole hidden gluten thing. And I'm going to get into that a little bit more next week, like general hidden gluten, but things that you need to watch out for that can affect you and you're not even thinking about it. Like why would there be soy sauce in salad dressing? Why is there soy sauce in your orange glaze? Ah, it does add umami. It adds a very special deliciousness. And so a lot of people do end up using it. Now, here's what I was talking about earlier, where you can have the same foods. You can. The difference is that if you want chicken teriyaki, you probably can't have it at a restaurant. However, there are gluten-free teriyaki sauces out there. There are gluten-free soy sauces out there, and you can make your own at home. And it's actually fairly easy. It is not a complex, it's not a big recipe. You put some stuff in a bowl, you mix it together, and then you put it on your chicken or your protein, your tofu, whatever it is that you want. It's doable and it can be really tasty. So what are the gluten-free soy sauce alternatives? Well, the one that everyone talks about is tamari, and tamari is a fabulous alternative. It's a Japanese version of soy sauce, and it's usually only made with soybeans, making it most versions of it safe for gluten-free folks. However, you still need to read the label and you still need to double check tamari because sometimes they use wheat in it, which is annoying, but there it is. So tamari is a great option for most gluten-free people, and it is considered a dark soy sauce. Okay, for the people who differentiate, most of the time for me, I don't care. So it's like slap it on in there. But I do see some restaurants that call for light soy sauce and dark soy sauce, and tamari is technically a dark soy sauce. Another option, as I've already mentioned, is a gluten-free soy sauce. La Choy is naturally gluten-free. Kikkoman does create a gluten-free soy sauce, and it is labeled clearly. Not to mention, you flip around, look at the ingredients on the back, and there's no wheat listed in there, okay? So you always want to confirm on your labels if it contains wheat and if there's a possibility of cross-contamination, depending on your level of sensitivity. Gluten-free soy sauce, like traditional soy sauce, is actually considered a light soy sauce. Good to know. Now, there's also stuff for those of you who just want to completely avoid soy sauce, but you still want that umami. You can have what's called liquid aminos. And the really cool thing about liquid aminos is that it's made out of what's called amino acids, which are nutrients that our bodies actually need. Okay. And the really spiffy thing about this is that it contains um, some amino acids, which our body actually already produces itself, and some that we can only get from other foods. So, like using liquid aminos is a very healthy alternative. They taste a little bit more mild and have a hint of sweetness. They are gluten free and lower in sodium than soy sauce. And then if you can't have soy, hopefully you can still have coconut because they also make coconut aminos. And the cool thing about coconut aminos, aside from being soy free as well as gluten free, is that they're amino acids made from coconut. So because of the difference in ingredients, coconut aminos do need to be processed a little bit more than liquid aminos to get a comparable flavor. So they're actually a little bit sweeter than liquid aminos, even though there's actually less sugar in them because there's also even less salt. So if you're looking for something that's lower in sodium, the aminos are a good place to start for you. Now, they are not sodium free. So, you do need to be aware of that. But if you're just looking to like lower your sodium intake, this is a great alternative. So, and let's see, I know that in the group, one of our members posted her recipe for homemade teriyaki sauce, and it sounds absolutely delicious. So go ahead, check it out. I think it was from Monday's post. And take a look. Let me know what you think. Have you ever tried anything with coconut not coconut? Have you ever tried making your own teriyaki sauce? I would love to hear about your experience with that. So let's see. Time. Okay, let's move on. Mailbag. Carol asked, is it mainly breads and pastas that I need to keep away from? Which is a great question, Carol. And also, considering the topic that we've talked about today, I think the answer is very clearly no. There's more to it than that. Breads and pastas are absolutely one of the most instant places that people think of with wheat. But as we've discussed, soy sauce is also a leading source of hidden gluten. So anything that contains soy sauce, including marinades, dressings, and many Asian dishes. Another source of hidden gluten is barley malt, which frequently shows up in sweets, candies, cereals, baked goods, frozen treats, and flavored drinks. It can also show up if you've ever heard of a malted beverage like wine coolers. That malt is usually made from barley, so you're going to want to avoid all of that too. So basically, anything that's been processed has the potential to have gluten in it, which is why it's so important to maintain a regular habit of reading your labels for everything that you consume. Okay, it's not just the bread and the pasta, it's pretty much everything. And I want you to be aware, we're going to go into that in a little bit more depth next week, where we will be talking about all of the hidden gluten, not just soy sauce. Okay, so if you have any questions and you still feel like your question hasn't been answered, go ahead, throw it in the comments down below. I will be happy to talk about it with you. And if, whether it's within the scope of what we talked about today, or if you have other questions, please feel free to contact me. It is my joy and my pleasure to be able to serve this community. Okay? I hope that you have a fabulous rest of your week. I hope that you have a fabulous rest of your weekend and that you are able to stay cool and stay smoke free. And I'm sending all of my love to everyone out there who is dealing with some major fires this summer. I hope that you are safe and that you are able to breathe freely very, very soon. Okay. Take care, everybody, and have a great weekend. And I'll see you next week. Keep reading your labels.